Heyo, and welcome to another Ninjabill Reviews, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series number 56, Shockwave, and I dig this figure. Start off, I dig it. I have a few issues with it, but that doesn't take my love away from it, because I do dig this a lot. But before we take a look at him proper, we got to take a look at the other stuff he comes with, so I'll move him off to the side and really raise my camera up here because it's a big box he comes in. There's the box, and I bumped my camera, and it's pretty cool. You got a nice image of Shockwave going on there. Studio Series number 56, Transformers Dark of the Moon. That's where this figure is, what this figure is based upon. Says Takara, no English. Takara Tomy, Generations going on there. Transformers up the side. Hasbro says 8+. There's Shockwave. Here is the nice artwork on the side of the box. Says he's leader class. Here is the other side of the box. Nice image going on there. Here is a reverse, and I cannot keep this thing closed, and that's okay. I don't really care. So anyway, there it is. Big screen inspired Shockwave. Comes with this little parachute guy. There's his tank mode. There's his robot mode. Comes with these two little guys too. It says 17 steps. Has that thing on there. I won't display that, but for the review, but you can see that there if you want it. And that's pretty much it for the box. It's a big box. It's a big box, and I got to lower my camera here. Get back into the swing of it. And here he is proper once again. And man, I dig this guy. And I'm not sure how well this purple is coming off on camera. I am in love with the purple they used on this. It's very, very nice. Very metallic colors going on here. Take that off for the moment. We'll discuss that momentarily, along with his other accessories. There's a cannon. Got a little thumb there that can move. Pretty cool. And the cannon is rubbery. Got rubber going on. I do have the SL70 and 71 upgrade kits for this guy. Thanks again to Adamantium Matrix for getting me this guy. I love it. These are rubbery bits right here. But overall, this figure looks fantastic. I really, really like it. I love the molded details. And yes, it is a remold and retool of Megatron, Leader Megatron from the same line. I don't like this rubbery hand. It does have some movement in and out, but that's about it. But it's all this rubbery stuff, and I'm not a fan of it. But again, that purple is a rich metallic purple, and I dig it. Getting close to look at his mug. There you go. Once again, it's got nice colors on it. I dig it. Looks like it's got some battle damage on there, some wear. There's his eye. Now, one thing about the original Dark of the Moon figure is it had great light piping on it. This one just has a painted eye, and that's okay. But there's his mug. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. And pretty decent articulation. He moves his arm all the way around. Moves out to there. Got a bicep swivel just above the elbow. Elbow has 90 degrees of bend, and that's okay. Head will go up quite a bit, mostly for transformation. Can look down. Do a little side to side. Swivel all the way around. Well, I guess not. Well, no. I thought it could move all the way around, but I guess... Well, no. Yes, it is. It depends on where you place that. If you look in there, it's on a swivel and ball peg right there. So I guess it, and this panel moves, so I guess where you place the head, it can move. Still pretty cool. Cannon arm, much the same motion, except can't go all the way around with the hose attached. Does go out same distance, and you got that 90-degree on that elbow going on right there. And it's pretty nice. Swivel. Choom, choom, choom. It's pretty nice. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. His feet legs can kick forward. Can kick back that far. Got a nice range of motion there on that knee. And I do like how this can move to cover it up. That's pretty sweet. Didn't have to do that, but they did. That's pretty sweet. So, you got that. You do have a swivel right up here on the thigh, which is pretty good. I dig it. Although mine kind of likes to slip out sometimes. There you go. And his feet does have a slight tilt down. Does have a fair range up. And it does have a nice rocker. A very deep rocker on there. Very deep. So, pretty cool. All in all, pretty cool. And I dig him a lot. Dig him a lot. Let's take a quick look at... Oh, and I forgot to say, these can move as well. If you want. So, all in all, pretty good. Let's stand him up, move him off to the side. Comes with this sword. Painted pretty well. Got some battle damage. My problem with it, though... You see that? Yeah, that's my problem with it. It's just this flappy, rubbery thing, and you can plug it to any of the ports on him. You can plug it onto these if you want, or, you know, you can plug it onto his arm back here if you want. You can plug it onto his arm over here if you want. Can't really hold it in his hand all that well. It just, yeah, no. Not really a done thing, but still, it is there if you want to utilize it. The upgrade kit I got fixes this thing, so there's that. He also comes with this little guy. Let's see if I can zoom in on him. All the way, there we go. The monkey working, I'm the monkey working the camera. There you go. He's just this tiny little guy. Wheelie, I think his name is. I forget the little guy's name, but there he is. Just a tiny little fellow. Doing his tiny little fellow things. He also comes with... Where'd he go? Thought there was two. There he is. I lost him in the parachute. Also comes with this little guy. See if I can get it focused on there. Proper light. Got a little bit of paint on him. Just this tiny little toy. And he is tiny. I mean tiny. Let's see if I have something I can compare it with real quick. Alright, and for example, here he is. If I can get him to stand up, and here he is. And here is a Prime Master. Can get it to stand up too. There we go. Zoom in on that. There we go. Just tiny little figures. And that's okay. That's okay. I don't really know what I'm going to do with them, but I guess they're nice inclusions. I guess. I don't know. And finally, he comes with this parachute guy thing that don't really care about. But there you go. Let's see if I can unwrap him a bit. Pull this back. And unwrap all this mess, and yeah, he has a parachute that he's parachuting from the VTOLs, and it's a thing you can do. It's there if you want it. So, and once again, it's a pretty decent little representation. He's made out of soft plastic again, nothing firm going on here. And you can take all this, by the looks of it, you can take off all that parachute business if you want. But there he is. I mean, it's well detailed. That's some pretty decent detailing on it. So, you know, that's there if you want it. Back up my camera. Get back to Shockwave here. And once again, I love this guy. I do. I love this guy. Quick comparison. We will bring out the original Dark of the Moon Voyager, and there it is. Pretty cool. Now that is my custom. I gave him, he's sort of a mix of cartoon and comic and movie colors, so he's sort of inspired by all those different colors. You can see those colors going on inside of him, you know, so I really, really dig this guy. One of my favorite toys of Shockwave is this guy, and there are some things I like better. For example, that light piping. I love that light piping on this guy. I prefer the hard sword that this came with versus that flimsy, rubbery plastic that this one is. And by the way, you can, whoops, I bumped my camera again, sorry about that. You can take that off and he can utilize it. If you wanted, you could do that. I don't think it's the right size, or vice versa. You can take it here and pop this on there. You know, if you wanted, you could certainly do that. Have them vice versa, or reverse versa, whatever you want to say. Boom. And although I love this toy, I love aspects of this even better. I like this really large cannon, you know, which is cool. I like the way they did the thrusters on this. It's much more screen accurate, this one is, than this one. Still pretty cool. Pretty cool overall, and I love that this one looks more filled in than this one. This one has this huge gap, but that's for transformation. That's really the only real gaps on him. Even inside his arms, you can see there's a gap there, but that's actually molded details for the arm. Again, for transformation, not a real lot of gaps on him. There are some gaps on him, but it's not noticeable, you know. They're purposeful, like all these gaps here, you know, the gap going on here, they're purposeful gaps. And you know, you can't really see through this guy either, like you could the Megatron, and you know, so, you know, he's filled in, I just like it. Although, I will say, you know, I like this hose here, I do like this hose, but I kind of prefer this one. So, it's just a subjective thing. And I much prefer the molded detail of this head sculpt over this one. Although, once again, this one's pretty good. Again, look at that light piping, man. It just... I wish this had that. You know, it's just... I love the light piping. Bright red on there. Even in low light, you just get nice, bright eye for Shockwave. And I dig that. So, anyway, we'll get him off to the side. And now we will deal with the one thing I said I wouldn't do on the channel anymore, but really should do in this case, because it's an interesting transformation, to say the least. An interesting one. Or am I going to do it? I'm not going to do it on camera. I'm not going to do it. I said I would stop doing it, so I should stop doing it. But I like the molded details here. Now this is left over from the Megatron mold. This detail going on here. Still pretty cool. All in all, a really great figure, and I really, really like it. So I'll be right back with his alt mode. And we're back, and here he is in his alt mode, and I think it looks pretty darn good. I do. I think it's pretty darn good. You can, once again, add this up here, or if you want, or you can add it to the side. I actually prefer it to be over here on the side. It looks a little more cohesive for a tank mode. And I think he's pretty darn cool. Now, one thing I will note is I have him slightly mistransformed. You'll see this hose, which I actually run. It says to run it through the outside, but it actually puts a lot of strain on this. And now you can move this to right there if you want. It takes a lot of force to get that out. Or you can take this out and plug that in right there. Either way, there is a port there you can utilize or something. But this calls to have this on the outside, and what I do is I actually run it underneath, as you can see there, and plug it in. I think it looks a little better, but that's subjective. That's just me. But anyway, there he is, and he's pretty darn cool. I dig him a lot. I do. I dig it a lot. It's a really cool alt mode. Now, I'm not a big fan of Shockwave as a walker tank, but this type of tank, I can get behind it. I can get behind it because he looks pretty good. And once again, all those metallic purples are really coming through here. Once again, these move, you know, so pretty cool. I really dig it, man. I dig it a lot. So much molded details, so many little subtle colorations going on when you move it in the light, as you guys can see. Pretty cool. Again, I have it slightly mistransformed. I don't have the head exactly the way the instructions call for it, but I think it looks a little more cohesive that way. Pretty cool. I thought about just getting rid of these altogether, but they actually transform into part of the heel, so I don't know. They pop off super easy. I'm talking about these things right here that cover the head. They pop off super easy during transformation. Otherwise, the transformation is really solid. Yeah, I really dig it. Whoa, almost dropped it. There we go. And as you can see, he stays together fairly solidly. I dig this guy a lot. And for a quick comparison, here he is next to the original Voyager. Still looking pretty cool. I dig it a lot. Let's pull this back. There we go. Make it more like the other. I dig it. I dig it a lot. And you can definitely see the size difference. Pretty cool. All in all, a really great figure. As much as I love this one of my favorite Shockwaves, even though it's my custom, and even though I think it's fantastic, once again, you guys can see all the different colors going on there in my custom. Like I said, I wanted comic colors on him, I wanted cartoon colors on him, and I wanted some movie colors on him, so I kept all three on there. And I think it's pretty cool, if I do say so myself. And I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. So anyway, that's the comparison going on there. And man, oh man, I just really dig the toys. This has a lot of molded details, but this is so movie accurate. It's just really, really fantastic. And I do love it. And I once again want to thank Adamantium Matrix for a great gift. I mean, I'm a sucker for Shockwave, so having this guy is fantastic. And once again, you can, I don't know, have him land on him. There's no real way to, get him to stay on there, like, whatever. Or these little guys, they can't really ride anywhere. I mean, I suppose you could, lay them on there, but they can't really stand anywhere. So, I guess they could ride on him right there. I guess, I don't know. And I don't know. These are cool, I guess, additions, I guess, to the studio series. They're accurate to the size, at least, so cool to complete the movie figures. I guess these are great way to do it. Not something I'm a fan of. And again, my main focus is this guy. And once again, I will be doing a upgrade video on the SL71 and SL70 upgrade, which is a new sword for him and a light up cannon for him, although I will be customizing it a bit because that one doesn't feature the silver on the end of these pincers or whatever these are supposed to be. I will be painting them, adding some paint to it, to make it more look like this. And if I can figure out how to get this out, once again, thanks to Adamantium Matrix, he pointed out how to do it pretty safely, so I'm going to be doing that. My one gripe with this is that these don't lock into position. Over here, they just sit there. They don't lock into position. So, it's a little disconcerting. I wish those could lock into position. But, I mean, they stay there. But as you can see, it doesn't really... I wish those could lock into position. Otherwise, pretty great. My other complaint is that I forgot to talk about it in robot mode. And these are actually pretty weak joints. They don't really hold the weight right here. I wish this was a ratchet. Let's see if I can focus in more on that. I wish that was a ratcheted joint. Get rid of that. Because it is flimsy. It doesn't take the weight of the robot. It doesn't even take the weight of this. So I wish that was a ratcheted joint. Or even a ratcheted joint right in here where this thing is. Either way, that is my really one complaint for the robot mode, and of course my complaint for the vehicle mode is all the same thing, is that joint right there. I wish it was ratcheted. So other than that, I think it's a great figure. So this has been my look at Transformers Studio Series number 56, Leader Class Shockwave, and I dig him, and I can't recommend him enough. I really dig it. And I know there's a KO out there, but apparently that KO has some problems with its hips, and I'm not sure I would get it if, you know, but it looks fantastic. Let me put that out. It looks fantastic. So anyway, yeah, so thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Make sure to check out my playlist. I rebuilt most of them. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And above everything else, stay safe, stay healthy, and be good to each other.